Hey YouTube, I picked up a little helmet yesterday and put a camera deal on it last night. Really just threw it together, so I have no idea how this will come out. And when I just put the mic in, I noticed that I lost a little fuzzy cover, but I'm just testing this out. I figured if it works at all, I'll slap it in front of my In the News that I'm going to do today. Put together. I hope it works halfway decent because I really like this helmet. It's so cool, so easy to see out of, fits like a glove. I just like it a lot. So I'm going to test it right now. And I mounted the camera a little bit different. I have it on the left side of my helmet. I'm sure it'll need some kind of adjustment, but we'll see. I also noticed that a lot of people using the drift are you know, when they're with other riders, is my light on? Is this on? Is that on? And I thought everybody knew, but I guess not. I have this little cable that plugs into the back of the drift. Has a little red LED light that's on when you're recording. So it's pretty handy. Okay, at my next stop, this is 45, so I'll see how the wind noise affects this mic. Of course, it probably would do a better job with the cover on it, and I have extra covers. Really just need to dab a little super glue on with one of the covers. But if it works halfway decent, I'll try that. As I said, I'm going to put this in front of In the News that I'm going to do today. And I think there'll only be one person disappointed with what I'm going to say, and that's the mayor. But after having done 2 In the Newses, I find that they seem to get the least number of, well, they don't seem to, they do. They get the least number of views and by far the least number of comments of any videos I do. So I'm probably not going to waste too much time doing those like I wanted to on a weekly basis. This will be the 3rd week. And it's probably for 2 reasons that folks don't like my In the News. One reason would be they're just not interested in the same junk that I might run across that I'm interested in. And that's perfectly fine. The other reason, the more plausible reason, is that once you see the mayor's TDD report, you know, why would you even want to watch anything else, much less comment on something else? So I'm blaming him for my lack of views and lack of comments. You know, basically in comparison, I guess I suck. But I'm still going to do it once in a while because I do run across stuff that I like. And but I'll probably end up doing it more on a bi-weekly or monthly basis. So with that said, well, first I want to try this with the, yeah, let's see how bad that is. Probably can't hear me at all. And if you can't hear me at all, that's fine. I'll put it back down. So anyways, as I was saying, with that said, here's this week's In the News. Woohoo!
Ericsson is the industry leader in mobile, and as such we have access to unique data. We perform in-depth data traffic measurements on the world's largest installed base of live mobile networks. And we use that data to develop our networks, better offering for our customers. But 2 years ago, we decided to share some of these analysis and analysis also from other research with a wider group. What we see is that mobile subscriptions continue to grow. And in 2014, as a matter of fact, there will be more mobile subscriptions than people on Earth. And today we have 6.4 billion mobile subscriptions. That will grow up until 9.1 billion in 2018. And only in Q1 this year, we had 130 million net additions. And that is more than the entire population of Japan. One key finding we see, or insight that we have, is that it took 5 years to reach to 1 billion smartphones, but it will take less than 2 years to reach to the 2 billion mark. And I think this is an illustration of how fast this industry is moving. What we see now is that LTE is growing strongly. And we now have 100 million mobile subscriptions on LTE. Wideband CDMA and HSPA actually had more net additions, 3 times more than LTE. And I think this shows that it's not about technology, it's about the network speeds. And that is what impacts the user experience. And that is what impacts the app coverage. And from a user point of view, app coverage is the area where your app works as you expect it, with the right speeds and with the right performance. So these key findings show that there's still a tremendous growth in the industry. So we see in this report that the video traffic continues to grow 60% annually. And in 2018, half of all the traffic will be video. And that is only the beginning. We will also work more with cloud, and that will put tremendous demands on the connectivity of the network. People would want to have more performance of their networks to be able to access their applications and their services. In the network society, connectivity will be key for how people innovate, collaborate, and socialize. And in the mobility report, we bring forward insights that will help develop this industry further.
One dilemma faced by current and prospective electric car owners has been where to recharge when away from home. Luckily, the day is fast approaching when charging stations will be found outside of drugstores and donut shops, and electric vehicles will power up in the time it takes their owners to grab lunch. Today, most electric cars are charged at home or at work with AC electric power, a process which often takes several hours. DC or direct current power, however, can recharge an electric vehicle's batteries up to 80% in less than 20 minutes. But DC charging stations have yet to become commonplace. What may finally change this state of affairs is the adoption of a more or less universally accepted DC fast charge connector by the automakers. This week, GM, Ford, Chrysler, BMW, Daimler, Volkswagen, Audi, and Porsche did just that by giving their blessing to the Society of Automotive Engineers AC and DC combo fast charge connector. The hope is that standardization of the connector will pave the way for the deployment of more commercially and strategically located DC fast charging stations across the U.S. The first electric vehicles expected to benefit from the new DC fast charging are the Chevrolet Spark EV and the BMW i3.
During the sizzling hot summer months, there's a spike in accidental deaths among children due to hypothermia or heat stroke because they were left in a hot parked car. GM's James Bell.
The temperature inside a car that's parked in the sun jumps 20 degrees in just 10 minutes. You can end up seeing temperatures as hot as 130 degrees in about an hour. At this point, your vehicle can become an oven-like death trap.
This is especially dangerous for infants left inside a parked car because their bodies heat up 3 to 5 times faster than an adult. And Bell says deaths due to hyperthermia or heat stroke don't have to happen.
There are some simple steps parents can take to keep their kids safe. Make it a habit to get the kids out of the car before the groceries or luggage. It's a good idea to put your cell phone or purse in the back seat. That way you always have to look behind you. And finally, always lock your vehicle and keep the keys away from your kids.
Bell also suggests talking with your children about the dangers of hot cars.